The reason for these videos is to talk to the person that is suicidally depressed, that wants to die, doesn't want to go out, is afraid to be around people, ordering food inside, isolating, missing work, not hanging out with friends. And it also is for the people that have not yet, or hopefully won't ever experience major depression. There are people out there. I personally, I think it's 50% of the population is experiencing some form of depression, and I've talked to some therapists and they think it's even much higher than that. There is many different degrees of depression, and there are people that don't even know that they're dealing with depression, and we'll bring that up later. What I'm saying now is that when you're calling your friend and he is saying, I want to go out, I'll go out with you guys, I'll go out on Tuesday, and Tuesday comes around and he's like, I'm in a bad way, I cannot do it. My experience when that happened to me for 3 years, keep in mind, 3 years I felt that way. I kept hearing, participate, participate, participate. You're gonna feel better if you do something. You don't wanna do anything. You're afraid to go out. Your perspective has changed to the depressed person. Instead of 90%, 80%, 70%, it's gonna go well, it's like 10% chance of it going well. So there's a 90% risk of going outside with my friends that something bad's gonna happen and I don't want them to see me. I'm embarrassed that I'm isolating. I don't wanna see them and they keep calling me and I'm frustrated. Well, guess what? And I'm not saying these are friends, but there's people that will lose patience with that depressed person and say, I don't get it. He doesn't like me. He doesn't, he's always coming up with excuses. He doesn't keep his word. Us as depressed people want to keep our word. We desperately want to have that human contact. But because of the depression, we focus on the negative. I personally was looking at an object, just a simple object on a table, and I got depressed about it because of the shape of the object. And I'm sitting there going, why am I so depressed? Why? The depressed person does not want to be the way they are. It takes a great deal of patience to work with somebody that is experiencing depression. The best way to support them, and I did it myself. I had a friend, I kept trying to get him to come out. And he was really in crisis. I call it crisis. We all call it crisis when we're like, oh my gosh, I'm really freaking out. Either anxiety, depression, fear, all these things that are as they call it, the depression talking, which I don't like that term, but it's used. He hung up on me. He hung up and said, I can't go out, Will. I just can't do it. And I'm talking to him, trying to do my support thing that I do, like I'm doing here in these videos. And he hung up on me. Now, I could have chosen to go, oh, well, forget it. He's a jerk. He doesn't want my support, la, 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 la. I could have ran all of those numbers, especially in a manic state of bipolar. But fortunately, I'm not experiencing that. And what I did to help him was I called back to his voicemail and I said, I love you, man. It's okay. I understand how you feel. Call me later. I'm not mad at you. I want to support you, and know that it's fine that you didn't go out. Maybe we'll go out next time, maybe not. Let the depressed person be where the depressed person is experienced. Trying to force a depressed person to do something while they're suicidally depressed, believe it or not, makes it worse. The depressed person has to choose to get better. The mind takes the path of least resistance. So if you're down, you want to stay down. It doesn't make sense, but it's the way the mind works. You have to fight your way out of depression. This person has to choose to change, and you might not be the person that can do that for them. You could be the wife, you could be the mother or father, brother or sister, best friend, and you might not be the person that can help them. You can think about them, you can reach out to them, but they need to work it out on their own. And I know there's some people that are so depressed that it's an emergency, and that's another subject that you're gonna have to deal with, because you wanna make sure that your depressed friend stays safe. But understanding where they are, having compassion, even though you haven't experienced depression, is what that depressed friend needs. They need understanding. Even when you don't have understanding, you have to find patience with them as they go through their process, because it is their process. And I know you want to fix them. I want to fix my friends. But guess what? They're going through what they're going through. I'm not going to fix them. They have to choose to get better. And of course, that's doing what you don't want to do. And that's the hardest part. But guess what? That's the spark that can get you, the person that's experiencing depression, out of where you're in right now. You got to do what you don't want to do. And I've got a video on that too. Thanks for watching. It's been a great day and very productive day. I want to thank Dave for coming out and helping me. I think it's been great videos. And I really hope that these have been productive for you and they're helpful to you, and that you'll tell your friends that aren't depressed about this channel if they need to learn about their friend that is depressed. That would be constructive. Thanks.